This is where you come to buy a £5 million car. It's Bugatti's private chateau, and I'm here to spec my perfect Tourbillon, exactly like a real customer would. But that's not all, because also in this video, I'll investigate what it's like to order an even more exclusive hypercar from one of the most famous engineers of all time. But right now, I'm here to meet my personal Bugatti designer, Alex Tavares. She actually created the Tourbillon's incredible instrument cluster, and together we're going to build my dream car, and she'll give it a rating out of 10, which could be embarrassing for me if I choose badly. I spec plenty of new cars before, but I wasn't ready for what happened next. We seem to have plates laid out. What's going on?
Yes, that's for the whole, let's say, more than experience. So you will just sit down, enjoy, relax,
right,
and we'll guide you through it, and
so
you'll have some nice bits.
Okay, so I get to eat food while I'm speccing a car.
Yes.
We've got this big screen in front of us.
Yeah.
Take me through it. Let's configure my Tourbillon. I'm quite into green. I do want to be able to see the carbon fibre through the car. I've seen a few Bugatti Chirons with translucent paint. I really like that effect.
Here, the rear of the car is in black carbon, but you could also spec it with green carbon, for example. One spec that works well is with argent.
Whoa, okay.
So this would work pretty well. Even more if you go for a light interior, for example.
I love light interior. I like brown interiors or light interiors.
Yeah.
I would definitely go for a light interior. What about having the entire car in like green? Or is that a bad idea?
No, it works pretty well. So that would be it, you see.
Could gold go with the green or not? Would that be too much?
A bit tacky though.
Okay. That's okay, because I reckon silver and green really suits this Tourbillon. But what about my next car? Well, I've come to Gordon Murray Automotive in the UK to spec a new T.50, and I'll get help from the man who made it, Gordon Murray. He designed numerous world-beating racing cars and the McLaren F1, so he knows his stuff. And now he's going to help me build my own version of his ultimate hypercar. You know, certain cars look good in specific colours and not good in others. This is quite difficult.
Isn't it funny you picked up on that? Everybody says that. It's the most difficult car anybody has spec'd. It just suits virtually any colour, which doesn't make your job any easier.
It doesn't, especially when you're spending so much money. I want to get this right. I'm kind of like a default to green kind of guy. I love green cars at the moment. But then I also like it in more gentle silver, but it also looks nice in red. I quite like the orange, but then thinking a bit McLaren, which is like...
Well, our heritage colours are also orange. My first racing cars were all orange. A lot of people do look at me and go, what would you have, you know? I've never told anybody. So I waited till I'd seen all 100 cars. So I cheated, basically.
Oh, can we see it later to find out what you did?
Yes, you can.
But Gordon's car isn't the only one in a unique shade. As soon as a prospective owner chooses their colour, it gets deleted from the options list. That means that every car is unique. I had hoped this would make it easier for me to finally make a decision, but then I found out exactly how many colours were still available.
And then we have 6,000 of these colours.
6,000 colours?
Yes.
Listen, I'm struggling to choose here. I don't need this.
Just look at these greens, you know.
This is just a sample.
Do you know what? I love green. I don't think this is a green car. Yours is going to be green now. Oh, I quite like the red. Can I look at some reds? So I quite like that. It looks more classy in red, but then there's this blacky, stealthy one there. The red was pretty. This is more badass now. Can you just quickly do me a silver?
It's not easy, is it?
It's not easy at all. Give us a brightish yellow. So I'm going to show off. I'm going to go with the yellow.
The good thing about the yellow is it highlights the black carbon
It
areas
does.
even more. So is that your starting point?
That's my starting point.
Okay.
But with cars like these, it's often the details that make or break a spec, rather than the general paint colour. And I learned this the hard way when I picked some questionable options back at Bugatti.
So the brake calipers, it is red.
Try blue ones though. Yeah, darker blue ones.
Yeah, with green is not so great.
I love that you didn't even let me decide.
I give you straight away my opinion. If you really want a different color, the red is matching better with the green.
And you know what? I think she's right. And then she showed me something called the Equip Per Sang package. This adds a few aerodynamic tweaks to the front splitter, rear wing and diffuser, all in carbon fibre. But the biggest upgrade is a new exhaust, which doubles the Tourbillon's 4 standard pipes to 8. I had to have it. Can I see dead rear on? Wow, it looks so cool. Those exhaust pipes is just nuts.
What you can do in this configuration is to turn them black. Show you a different view.
Yes.
You see?
Oh, I don't know. Go back. Because they're quite a thing.
Depends if you want to highlight it.
What do you think, Jack? I think silver.
I think if you're going to have an exhaust, you go silver.
Yeah, silver.
Sky view. So sky view is basically what's happening here on top of the door. So you get glass elements in order to have more light.
Yes. Don't even need to just look any further. 100% yes. This whole experience felt just like having a personal shopper, with Alex guiding me and suggesting upgrades that complemented my car's evolving spec. And I was loving all of them, so this could get pretty expensive. But I was having a bit more trouble making a decision about my T50. So I needed some more help from Gordon.
So now we have a few external choices. The first one is the carbon as standard is like a satin black, but you can have a gloss black. What we tend to do is the carbon that touches the glass, we always have that gloss. Otherwise it looks, the greenhouse looks a bit broken up.
Wouldn't that be weird then to have a satin carbon fibre and then a gloss carbon fibre?
Not at all. Works really well. That's how we designed it.
Do gloss again? Do you know what? This is where like your guidance is quite useful, because I definitely would have. I would have done that all over it, but I think it really won't.
No, that's so the front of the screen is ahead of the front axle line, so it's very spaceship, very forward. So we work really hard to make that bubble, the greenhouse, if you like, look cohesive like a jet fighter.
We need to do brakes and stuff.
Well, wheels first of all.
I'm not good at wheel choice.
That's okay. We are, and we have a silver, a graphite, and a light gold or a black, and each one of those comes in matte or gloss. That's the graphite.
Yeah,
that's how we launched the car.
That graphite sort of gives you some darkness against the yellow, but I don't lose the wheel entirely.
Then the next thing is the calipers. If you like the wheel design a lot of people have gone black calipers, and that brings out the wheel design even more. Yeah. Or if you want a contrast, we've got silver, red, gold, or the orange.
So I like a yellow caliper. Go black. Shows off the wheel more. Absolutely right. You see the wheel more. Yeah. I think I'm going yellow. 100%.
The next thing is the springs. You've got a choice of colours, because you can see those through the glass. And we've got black, silver, or orange.
Let's try the calipers in silver. So I'm like getting a sort of like, because then you can see the mechanical bits are sort of tying together.
Yeah, they are. I think that works better personally. So we've got the rear badge, the enamel badge comes in several different colours.
I actually quite like the red, because it's sitting next to that brake light. Put it in the silver.
That's nice.
So this is what you do, this kind of gentle kind of, that's nice.
You noticed.
That's what you're thinking. Put it in the red. There wasn't a that's nice with the red. I actually quite like that.
Well, have it. You've got the red reflectors and you've got the red lights. And then the other option is the exhaust heat shielding.
Yeah, which is
you can have that in black or the silver. If you don't want to see all those tubes and pipes and things.
No, I like the tubes. Yeah. Once again, it's a very motorsporty. It's not functional. That is. So the rear end is very functional.
Mm-hmm. You can have it's a no-cost option. You can have a solid carbon roof, which is standard, or you can have the see-through glass panels as they are. They're 5.6 kilos heavier with the glass. But
does that make you shudder?
I've actually ordered the glass.
I'd have glass, definitely. So that's the exterior. I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, it looks good. It works.
So far, it felt like Gordon agreed with most of my choices, unlike Alex back at Bugatti. But would all that change as I started to configure the most complicated part of my Tourbillon, the interior? So you can have full Alcantara, full leather, or also a mix of both. I'd like a mix of both, I think. Yeah. Can I get a vegan leather? The CMF team in Berlin is developing like loads of different materials. For example, in front of you, you've got fabric. But they'll have to wait a bit longer if they want the development. So interior trim bars. You can have it in aluminium polished, aluminium satiné. So polished is right in front of the piece you have here. Yeah, exactly. That's the polished aluminium. The satiné is the piece that you have on the side of the console. I think probably satin. Yeah? What do you think? So as you do have polished on the outside, I would go more for polished. Okay, yeah. Hidden delights. Hidden delights? I think I've eaten them. That's the second dose. So that's in your center console. Here you've got storage where you will find here your key.
And here the speed key that you will insert here to get the full power of the car.
That's wicked. So that's the main keys, the
Yes.
Bugatti.
Yeah.
I kind of like it in that red, that it's, you don't see it, and then when you open it, it's
That's
like a
why
surprise.
it's hidden delight.
Yeah.
And usually they like that, customers, is having that really pop of color when you open and you don't expect that.
This was something Alex and I could definitely agree on, but how would Gordon react to my rather specific request, the T50's cabin? There's no way I'm having a black interior. I want a colourful, interesting interior.
So what we encourage people to do, like the McLaren F1, we encourage them to pick out the central seat in a colour.
Yeah.
So it looks like a single seater. I would say 90 of the 100 cars have done that.
Can I see the others lightened up, like as if they're in the same yellow? Okay, that's too much probably. Can we have like, I saw a little clip when it had like the outline. Yeah, quite like that. And now take the other way so it looks like a single seater. I like it with the surround thing, but I like the fact that it just does look like a single seater.
Okay.
So I'm going to stick with that.
And then the other thing is we have to accentuate the single stripe, and then it runs into the carpet, up the middle of the seat, and then up the back of the car.
There are a few standard choices, like solid lines or stripes, but you can also get a fully custom design. And one owner took this to a pretty extreme level.
The whole family had their DNA tattooed on their leg.
Really?
And they sent us the artwork, and they've got their family DNA running up over the central of the car.
That's quite cool.
So the next thing is, as standard, we designed it with the driver's seat as leather, for wear basically. The passenger seats are leather around the outside because you've got to slide across the front to get in.
Yeah.
And the middle is Alcantara.
To hold you.
Yeah. That's standard, but you can have all leather or all Alcantara, or you could flip them around the other way.
Sliding over Alcantara is not going to
No.
be easy. That's the whole point.
And it
of
also wears.
Yeah, so that's not happening.
Next thing is the steering wheel.
Okay.
As standard, the bottom bit that you hardly ever touch is carbon, and the grip and the top bit is leather. But you can have just the grip in Alcantara, and then you can, if you want to go extreme, you can have the grip area in a different colour as well.
I'm going to say no to that without even looking at it.
Okay, good.
Even with my bright yellow seats, the simple steering wheel and manual gear lever give the T50 a clear old school vibe. But one of my favourite features about this car is the large analogue rev counter. However, if you thought that was special, just check out what you can get in the Tourbillon.
Instrument cluster, that's the baby.
You designed this, didn't you?
Yes.
Did you design that? Besides the astonishing naturally aspirated V16 engine, these gauges are the Tourbillon's party piece. Instead of screens, they use tiny analogue mechanisms which you can actually see through the glass. Everything from the battery charge meter to the power readouts for the engine and electric motors use a special mechanism crafted exclusively for this car, just like a luxury watch. Even the name Tourbillon was borrowed from watchmaking, and just like a bespoke timepiece, you can customize the materials, the colors, and the finish of the intricate components.
So I'll show you now. There are like 7 options available in the configurator, which is only about the backplate. The backplate is the piece in the background here.
Okay.
That is visible up on the sides here as well. Behind the RPM ring, you have several finishes. Those are from the watchmakers that they gave to us to show to the customers. Tapisserie.
Yeah.
It's exactly as per watchmaking. Engine turn, Clou de Paris, and here Côte de Genève. And here another one, which is a radial guilloche.
This is starting to get a little bit beyond me.
And this is just a few that what you can do. But then you can have like examples of what you can do with stones.
Ooh, like a green again. Would it be too much to have green?
It would be good.
It would be good. I was going to say, look.
It would be good.
And that will be illuminated, so it will really like tie in the green elements to the car. I'm liking that. Yes, let's have that. So far, almost all the options I'd chosen for my Tourbillon cost extra, and I'll reveal how much my whole car would actually cost a bit later on in this video. But things were very different over at Gordon Murray Automotive, as I realised when Gordon showed me what you get as standard with every T50.
So with the car, as you've chosen that,
looks
you
wicked.
get a full set of luggage, 4 suitcases all thrown in, a full toolbox with every tool you need.
Yeah, and it all comes
and
as
that
part
comes
of-
as part.
Okay.
Nothing's. There's only a few things that we charge extra for on this. One is really important. Because it revs to 12,400, I wanted to calm it down once you got onto a motorway. So we offer a longer 6th gear as an option, which is a cost option, because we had to change the gearbox casing to do it. And 90%
Yeah.
of people have had it, and everybody's come back and said, thank you for making me take that. You know.
So with that in mind, if that proportion of customer took it, why didn't you do that from the outset?
It's a sports car, so I just did a close ratio gearbox like everybody does. But then I sat down and calculated quite late on how many revs it was at 100 miles an hour, and I thought, well, it could be a bit wearing. And boy, it's got so much torque, this thing, you just don't even know.
However, not every optional extra on a hypercar is as useful or as technical as fitting a different gear ratio.
Then we go through another option. CarPart Pro is this piece here that you usually put in your garage and where the car sits on.
What?
It's made out of carbon with the light guide on it.
So you buy like a plinth to park your car on?
You need to stand out that piece of art, right?
Yeah. And it's made out of carbon?
Yes, you can even spec the carbon. The frame, you can have it in green. Here it is.
Oh, and then it just matches the car.
Luggage set. We most of the time suggest the customer to pick at least this bag. It's designed to fit perfectly in there, and it goes really vertically in there.
What I could do, you see, I could go to my partner and go, look, I bought you some exclusive Bugatti bag. It cost 5 million euros.
Just the bag.
Yeah, and they gave me a car free with it. Okay, out of 10, what do you rate my configuration?
I would say 8.5.
That's quite good. But in my opinion, it's perfect. And that's what matters when you're buying a car like this. Because once we've factored in the cost of all my options, accessories, the custom instruments and tax, my dream Tourbillon came to around £5.5 million. By comparison, the T.50 seems like a bit of a steal at less than £3 million. More importantly, does my car get Gordon's seal of approval? And how do my choices compare with his own secret specification? So you've done the 100, right? Within that spectrum of the 100, I want you to rate my car, 1 being the best, 100 being my least favourite.
I would say it's in my top 10.
Whoa! Really? You don't just say that because...
No, because very few people have chosen a bright colour, and I think it takes bright colours really well.
Okay, so I reckon you've gone more classy.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon you've gone silver.
Silver blue.
Oh, a red interior. And you've got blue Alcantara on the dash.
Yep.
That's your tartan.
Yep.
And you went for the red, yeah. What's it like when the customers are going, oh, that's horrible, it's your spec. Well, when they're picking a thing up, they see the badge at the back on red.
I just don't invite them to buy another car.
And Gordon must really have liked my car, because before I left, he asked if I wanted to go for a ride in a T.50 with their chief test driver and 3-time Indy 500 winner, Dario Franchetti. Let's do a cold start. That's a weird start. I didn't know that was a starter motor. I thought that was... Is that even starting? Woo! It's good, isn't it? Do you know the starter motor?
You thought it was the engine? Everybody does.
I did. I thought that was the engine. It's quite good the way this holds you. This spine.
I'm going to show you this.
Is that how you pull away?
That's third gear.
What?
That's third gear.
So tick over's about, what is it, 1,000 RPM?
About 1,000 RPM.
You won't burn the clutch pulling away by giving a bit of accelerator?
No.
We can only drive around the estate, we can't take it out on the road because of insurance. We haven't sorted the insurance out on this. But I just wanted to have a little seat in it.
Yeah, at some point we need to go somewhere and we can have some fun in it.
Well, let me know when you're free, because I'll probably be free. Do you know what I find? With all the very best cars, you can extract fun from them, driving them really slowly, even round here. Like some of the cars that I've had, like my GR Yaris is like that. Well, I drove it very short distance, thought, this just feels right. 911 ST. Yes! Even when I was running it in, it was fun. It's a lot more fun now running it in, but is there a run-in for this?
Yeah.
So what is it?
650 is the first service, and that's when you can then start giving it 650 miles.
That was good. No, we can't actually rev it because of noise regs, and we'll get into trouble.
With the neighbours.
But very, very nice. All we need now
wasn't it?
is to actually have a proper go in it sometime. Hopefully that'll happen. Obviously when my car arrives I'll be able to drive my own one. I wish. But which of these cars was the most fun to configure? Well, there's no arguing with the ultra-luxurious experience at Bugatti. The chateau, the food and the custom design options. They all blew my mind. I can definitely see how some hypercar buyers will be more excited by the opportunity to match their rev counter to their one-off Rolex. However, as a petrolhead, having Gordon Murray rank my design as one of the top 10 he's ever seen was the icing on the cake. So I think I'm going to have to give this one to Gordon Murray Automotive. But let's be real for a second. Most hypercar buyers don't have to make this decision. They're wealthy enough to buy both. Unfortunately, my pockets aren't quite that deep, but that doesn't mean I won't get to drive these cars someday. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel because hopefully I'll be uploading those videos in the near future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Maybe driving one of these cars.